Hey guys, Joe the Gaming Guru here. Just a quick build breakdown on the mech that I'm using right now. This is my Hornet build. Lightweight, very fast, very agile build, lots of movement. It's a great overall build for pretty much anything. I've been able to S-rank most of the stuff in the game, and I just wanted to show it off to you, as well as some other builds that I plan on showing in the near future as well. But this is my first mech that I built. I wanted to have something lightweight and more kinetic focused. I know kinetic damage isn't the most popular in the game right now, outside of possibly shotguns and Gatling guns, but I promise you there are definitely weapons that are worth using inside of the kinetic tree, outside of those weapons. So I'm running the double needle pistols. I know they don't seem like much, especially on their own, but combined they have really good impact, fire rate, reload speed, and it seems like the targeting is excellent on them, especially with a high firearm specialization and targeting system. But we'll get to that. For now, I'm just going to go over my weapons, the dual needle guns, as I said, the dual needle pistols. Down here, we're going to be running the bullet orbit drone, or the Huxley. It summons a bullet orbiting drone that fires burst rounds, and it is really nice for keeping the pressure on enemies and keeping their stagger bar from going back down. It keeps that pressure built up on their stagger bar, which is really useful, especially with something like the needle guns or any other lower range or lower impact kinetic firearm. On the left shoulder, running the pile driver, or the spike, whatever you'd like to call it. It's fun to use. It fits the Hornet build. Sometimes I run dual bullet orbit drones. Sometimes I'll run missiles with the drones. It just depends. Switch it in and out. But I just X-ranked the can't remember the name of his boss. The boss you fight with the big mech around him, shoots missiles everywhere, flies around, pulls shield. Everyone has an issue with him. I just S-ranked it with this build. A lot of fun. You can really keep the pressure up, stay underneath them, stay right above them. It's a great build and lots of mobility. Okay, moving on to the helmet, just running the Mine Beta. You can pretty much run whatever helmet you want as long as it fits within the dynamic of your build. I like having high system recovery simply because if you end up getting broken being a lightweight build, the higher system recovery will get you back on your feet and moving faster. The lightweight Schneider core, cannot pronounce that. I'm going to try though. Naktre here, might have got it right, but it's a great lightweight chest piece. It's made for a fast moving build, and it doesn't really have great stats, as you can tell. The AP is really low, the attitude stability is low, which is going to make you stagger faster, which is also why on our helmet we run the higher system recovery. And the generator output, which is the overall energy output, is low, but we don't need it very high since we're running a kinetic focused build. With the arms, the VP46D Arquebus Core arms, really good overall stats on the arms. The firearm specialization is extremely high, and again, as I said, that's really going to help with your targeting or your tracking performance on your targeting and staying focused on that target and keeping them inside of your hard lock. But these are also really nice. The Naktre here, if I'm getting it wrong, it is what it is, Schneider arms. These are possibly a little better than the VP46Ds from the Arquebus group, simply because it has maxed out firearm specialization, which could be huge, and also just better overall stats with your arms load, AP, etc. But I'm just running these mostly for aesthetic. But these are basically interchangeable, as well as anything else. Make this build your own. I'm just showing you what works for me and what I've been able to use to get S ranks on certain missions. And I know it's difficult without having a meta build, quote unquote, but this is something you can play with and can still achieve those results pretty easily for you. It's an excellent build, lots of fun, done really well on Ibis and that other boss. I'll show you some footage of that toward the end. But I just want to get through this first. So the Schneider legs are almost a must-have, I would say. The kick on them is amazing. It's got its own unique kick animation, and the overall movement is just unbeatable, pretty much. Same thing goes with these boosters. If you're not going to run this booster, the Alula 21E, which is a chest booster you get from the Honest Brute mission. If you don't know where that chest is, there's plenty of videos out there showing you. It's a chest in that mission off to the right. where the combat log spider mech boss is. But also, if you're not going to run those, these down here are also great boosters. This is another, I don't know if it's a chest booster, I cannot remember. It's a late game booster, it's a coral focus booster, so you won't have this early on or have access to it early on. But as you can tell from the stats, it's also an excellent booster to have and to use. For my targeting, I have the Talbot, which gives you medium to close range assist at pretty high values. It's really useful with using these pistols simply because you're not always going to be within close range with them. You're going to be closing the distance from mid to close and kind of in and out, so it's really useful for that playstyle. The generator, you want to have high energy recharge. Having capacity is nice, but high energy recharge with how much you're going to be dashing, and you want that interval for the recharge to kick in between dashes. So having a high energy recharge is going to be very useful with an agile build because of the dashing you're going to do. Other than that, really make the build your own. The biggest thing is, I would say, the legs. The core is kind of important. High firearm specialization on your arms. And with the headpiece, system recovery is also important because there's a chance you'll be staggered. It happens being a lightweight build. The weapons mess around with, but like I said, if you want to try something strong and kinetic, try the bullet orbit drone with the needle gun weapons. I guarantee you'll have a good time with it. Square is your best friend, or whatever it is on PC to dodge, but this is a very fun mech to use. I'll be posting more of my mech builds later. I have a really cool Venom cosplay build that I'd like to show off, or I have a few of them, but this one here is my main and my favorite by far. I enjoy playing this build. I actually have a Mach 2 version I might upload later, but here's some footage of me taking down a couple bosses to give you an idea of what the build can do. I appreciate you checking me out, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.
Building up.
It's controlled by Coral too.
Listen up, 61. The Ibis series are no ordinary weapons. They're designed to prevent coral disasters. A security measure to keep Rubicon safe. And now their original masters are long gone. Destroy it before it destroys you.
Taking damage, Raven. Enemy coral response. Silent.
Wait. It's coming back.
It's reactivating.
Is this what the Ibis series is truly capable of?
It's resonating. Drawing power from its environment. It won't stop until we destroy its generator.
2 repair kits remaining. Left hand ammunition at 50 left shoulder.
Significant damage. Picking up a powerful anti-resonance. Protect the core.
You've nearly got it, 621. You're the only one who can finish the job.
Right hand ammunition at 30%. Left hand ammunition at 30%.
Enemy generator compromised.
It's gonna blow. Get out of there, 621.
Main system reactivating combat mode. I've looked into the enemy craft. It's an autonomous PCA craft, Danteus. You'll have to break its pulse armor to inflict meaningful damage. Pulse armor down. your chance, Raven. I've taken your comms link offline for now. That massive dose of coral nearly killed you. Please, you have to focus on winning this. The enemy has taken heavy damage. Keep it up, Raven.
Right-hand ammunition at 50%.
Picking up a massive heat signature. Evasive action, Raven. The waves are intensifying. Raven, get clear.
Left-hand ammunition at 50%. Right-hand ammunition at 30%. Right shoulder ammunition at
The enemy can't take much more.
left-hand ammunition at 30%. AP at
Enemy systems down. It's silent.